So how are you?
Doing good yourself?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah. So, default.
Yep.
For your fans of default, I
Yep.
need to ask, any chance of a reunion or an unbreak?
We did a charity show earlier this year up in Alberta, so north of Canada. But no shows on the horizon.
Okay.
I'm pretty busy doing this.
Yeah.
And to be honest, all the other guys they're all quite busy doing what they're doing as well.
So they're all doing different projects. I wondered
Everybody's
if it
doing their
was
own
just
thing.
you, if you were the catalyst, or who the catalyst may have been.
I think we all just came to an agreement that we had been doing that for a long time, and everybody had their aspirations to go do different things.
Right.
Yeah. Once that record cycle was finished, it was kind of not a goodbye, but it was let's just go and do other things and see where they take us, and we can address things as we go.
Yeah.
Never say never, but
Right.
as this from this moment here,
Yeah.
I'm pretty busy.
Is it amicable with?
Oh yeah. Everybody's good. To be honest, we spent so much time together that I think breaking at that point saved a lot of friendships, because you get stuck with the guys that long, and things become very tense, and I think it was the perfect time to just call it a day for a while. Yeah.
Has anybody in the band done what you're doing? Are they doing anything with country?
No. None of the other guys were into the country music when I was playing on the bus, but
Yeah. Oh, really?
it was more of a back lounge situation,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But Danny, the drummer for Default, he's producing lots of stuff now, and the other guys are off doing their own thing as well. So.
Right. Okay. And so, how do you go from post-grunge frontman to country? How does that evolution occur?
It was kind of a slow one. It's the household I grew up in was a lot of classic rock and 80s female country. To be honest, there was a lot of Reba and the Judds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was Garth
Right.
kicking around, and Brooks and Dunn, and Alan Jackson. But my mom was mainly playing that. So my dad wasn't into country. It was my mom. So when I was in my late teens, early 20s, being in a rock band was a cool thing to do, obviously. It was not a huge country market up in Vancouver.
Right.
It was, we're so close to the Seattle scene that was kind of a major influence on my friends and stuff.
Right.
So we did the rock band thing for I was in that band for 12 years. And it was around the time when artists like Keith Urban and Rascal Flatts started cracking in, where it was a lot more guitar driven.
Right.
That it kind of caught my ear as sort of the perfect storm between a great voice and sort of great country vocals, storytelling, lyrics, and sort of that rock influence in country. That's when I started going, hey, this is like I said, the perfect storm of what I grew up with, I started singing along to Keith Urban records in the back of the bus.
And it became more mainstream too, so the market was there, so there was, it was a good avenue for you. So now that you're touring solo, is there a great difference for you on stage between working with a band and solo?
Well, we treat this project as a band as well, but
Okay, right.
But I guess with the rock band, you can kind of be a little more anonymous. But with this, I kind of have to be a little bit more involved on stage and a little more, interactive as a singer. So that's probably the biggest difference.
Was that hard to?
Yeah, it was something that I have to kind of grow into, and I feel like every time I get up on stage in these situations, I'm learning. And watching the FGL guys and Colt and what they do, I mean, it's a lot different than what the rock bands I tour with do. So.
Yeah, okay. So how did your musical career start? Obviously, you said the cool thing is to be in a rock band, but...
kind of a...
Oh, right.
I was going to say...
musical career.
Oh, yeah.
Start.
There you go. I have a bit of a strange story. Lots of music around my house. My mom was in Seattle Lines, which is like the women's professional choir. My dad played guitar, sang around the house and stuff. But I guess when I hit about 5 or 6 years old, my mom said that I just shut up and I got really shy about singing. And nobody heard me sing until I was about 20, 21. And I used to sing in the car, sing in the shower, sing along to stuff, but I never sang in front of anybody. And when I used to watch the Default guys play in a different band, and I go hang out with them on Friday nights and go and jam out in the garage and stuff like that. I finally came to a point where I just wanted to get over the fear of singing in front of people, so I, drunk Friday night, sang a couple cover songs with the guys, and then within a year of that, we had a US record deal, and then a year and a half after that, we sold 1 million records in the US.
Wow. So
I went from not singing in front of anybody to having a platinum US record in like 2.5 years. So it was a kind of a different story than what most people would.
Wow. So it wasn't
it happened
like
fast. I was kind of thrown to the dogs, and that's why I kind of thrive in this situation where you know, me as a solo act, I come out and I get thrown on the FGL tour. And sink or swim, you gotta find your way.
I can't wait for the show tonight. Yeah, that's so cool. So I was going to ask if you had musicians in your family, and you said your mom was in a choir.
Singing everywhere. My sister, my first memory of my sister is just singing all the time. She's got a great voice as well.
Older sister?
Younger sister.
Younger. And is she as a career, does she sing?
No. She's just a mom and lives up with a boyfriend and a couple kids.
With a pretty voice.
Yes, absolutely.
So neither of your parents, though, did it professionally. It was strictly
No, my mom did Seattle. It was they did competitions and did things like that. It's semi-professional.
Yeah. Do your parents ever come on tour? Do they ever?
They've come out.
Some of these.
Yeah, my dad's come out a few times on the road and ridden on the bus with us.
Yeah.
Not with this project, but we did we opened up for Bob Seger in Canada.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, earlier this year, my parents came up for that show up in
Sure.
And so people come out and visit when they can.
Yeah. So I'll ask you about the Bob Seger show. That was in Edmonton?
We actually did
several shows.
We did 4 or 5 of them. We did Saskatoon, Edmonton, Calgary, I want to say Regina as well, and Winnipeg.
Yeah.
4 or 5 anyways. Yeah, they were fantastic. That was sort of like some of the classic rock that my dad was playing.
That's what I was going to say.
I never in a million years would ever picture myself being in a situation where I'd open up for Bob Seger in the big arenas, but there I was.
How'd that happen?
I really don't know. Probably through management, through the booking agencies, looking for somebody in that genre that would fit well with Bob, and I got the call.
So what did you play on that tour then? I mean, this was just a few months ago, right? It was this year?
Yeah, well, we released my first debut country record came out in Canada last year, in the spring of last year. So we had 5 singles up in Canada, Canadian radio, and so this is my first venture down in the US. So we played a lot of that record, and then a couple of the default songs sort of bridge the gap.
I see. I wondered if you did country or rock or what.
Yeah, no, we did a lot of songs on the country record and just kind of countryed up some of the default stuff.
It's really interesting. I was thinking when I saw that you opened for Bob Seger on a couple shows, I said, when I was growing up, I liked both country and rock. Yep. And I loved Bob Seger. And that's interesting that a country artist opened for Bob Seger.
Yeah, well, I think I bridged that gap.
Yeah.
So I do have.
And he must also sort of have something that they thought you would appeal to his audience.
And the shows went great.
Wonderful.
The reception was really good. So
that's great. Okay, good. So do you still live in Canada now? Or?
I do. I live in Vancouver. Yeah.
Any plans on moving down here? Is that something Canadian country artists?
They usually move. They usually mostly all go down to Nashville and stay down there. I've got a 9-year-old boy, and me and his mom aren't together anymore. I'm remarried, and she's remarried. So I'm very, very involved in his life, and don't plan on making a permanent move.
And he's in Canada?
He is up in Vancouver, yeah.
Now, has he ever come on a tour?
No, he's come out to a few local shows. I'll take him a little bit, but the bus or the van or wherever we are traveling in usually isn't an age-appropriate thing. But he's getting close. I mean, he's going to be 9 early next year, and I could probably start taking him out to a few things. Yeah.
Does he ask? Does he show interest?
He has fun when we go out. But he usually doesn't stand there and watch the show. He's usually hanging out with the other kids.
Or playing like
exactly.
Borrowing someone's iPhone or something.
Yeah.
Does he show any musical talent?
He's got really good pitch. He sings along in the car with me and stuff. And he's a sports kid. He really is into soccer and lacrosse. So.
Yeah. Did you play sports growing up?
Played baseball. I tried soccer for a year, but I was terrible at it, so my parents yanked me out of it. It was baseball.
Baseball,
We
yeah.
did a little bit. We played. Being Canadian, we played a ton of street hockey.
Right, oh, yeah.
You know, roller hockey leagues and floor hockey leagues.
Do you follow sports? Do you have a?
Hockey.
Hockey, yeah.
Yeah, typical Canadian. Yeah.
What team?
Canucks, Vancouver Canucks.
Okay. Is that where you live up in Vancouver?
Yep.
Yeah, so British Columbia, I figured Vancouver.
Yep.
So Tipping Point was written by Florida Georgia Line guys, Brian and
Brian Tyler and Jerry Johnson from Cadillac 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the same producer, Joey Moy,
Yes.
and while we were putting the record together, this song got dropped on our lap, and,
Mhm.
the guys asked if I wanted to use it. Yeah, there you go.
So that'll be in your show then?
It shall be, yes.
Yeah. So on your new album, is that near completion or where's that?
We've got 4 or 5 songs done. Yeah, we're getting there.
Now, are you writing some of the music as well?
At this point, we haven't really had a lot of time to do any co-writes with anybody, but I plan on going down there and
Yeah.
doing some co-writes and
I
stuff.
see.
Songs, a few songs we have recorded have been outside songs
Mhm.
from guys that I've met and used on my Canadian debut record.
Okay. Now, on your US album that you're going to release, will you have some of your Canadian music on that?
It's possible that
Uh-huh.
there might be a few songs
Right.
off that record from last year. We're not
You're
quite
not
sure yet.
okay.
Probably, there might be a couple that we can move on there.
Do you play any instruments?
Guitar.
Yeah?
Yeah, play guitar. I'm mainly singing is my instrument. That's the main thing.
Very good. So what inspires you as far as music and
Listening to music that's not my own. It's just the feeling you get from certain songs. I mean,
Uh-huh.
depending on who you hear. I mean, that's kind of what drives me. But as far as performing and being a musician myself and being a singer is the live stuff, being on stage.
yeah.
And feeding on that energy from the
Yeah,
crowd and
right.
hopefully seeing them sing the songs back.
That's-
That's where I get my thing. Studio's cool.
Yeah.
Traveling I hate. Being
Uh-huh,
on stage,
yeah.
that's where I get my thrill.
Yeah. So who are your favorite artists now?
Always been a huge Keith Urban fan, so really digging his new record.
Mhm.
Besides that, I really don't have a lot of time to listen to a lot of
Really?
outside stuff, to be honest. I mean, I listen to radio, country radio, and love the songs that
Mhm.
certain songs that I hear and
Mhm,
stuff. But
mhm.
as far as new stuff that's come out, the only really the new one that I've gotten is the Keith Urban record. So.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you think you'd like to collaborate with?
That's a tough question.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well, like any surprises? I guess you don't have anything exciting up your sleeve at this point.
No, nothing. No
Like last year with Florida Georgia Line came out with the Nelly remix.
Yeah, no, there's no Nelly.
Nothing like that. You'll stick with country
Who
radio.
knows?
What's been your most memorable performance?
Jeez. I've been doing this for a long time. I mean, I have to say, we, with the Default guys, we went out and played for all the guys out in Afghanistan. We did play for troops out there. And
Wow.
so so the way the Kandahar Air Base works is it's a boardwalk. So it's just a wooden walkway that goes all the way around, and you have the TGI Fridays, and Canada's got the Tim Hortons and a little French bistro, and so every country's got their own little thing
Really?
around there. And in the middle, they've got a stage in the corner, and then Canada's got their floor hockey rink with the full boards, basketball and volleyball, and all that stuff, right? So it's a boardwalk. So I remember we had all the troops out there all watching the show. It was dark. I remember watching the planes take off. You can see the afterburners. Just shit's going on. Like
Yeah.
missions are being done as we're playing.
Wow.
So I have to say, as far as a snapshot of being on stage, and that was pretty surreal. is
I'll
watching,
say.
watching the drones and the planes take off.
And how is that hard to come up with? That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
like, whew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So there were all different, the troops from different countries?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
Americans and the Canadian troops, and believe there were Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia is existing.
Oh, sorry, it was the Czech Republic, sorry, yeah.
Wait,
I just said Czechs, there you go.
I know what you meant.
I believe there were Dutch troops and French.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the whole coalition anyway, so
Yeah,
we were all
yeah.
there, yeah.
Who else was there who played?
Man, those Czechs took those, the Canadians and the Czechs, they were intense with that hockey game. That was, that was pretty,
For real?
pretty crazy. I have to tell you that story about it.
Tell us.
Full hockey rink, so they got the full boards with the full rink, right?
Yeah.
All the way around. And but there's no, well, they've got like a little announcing booth, and a couple of little side things there to watch from. They don't have any seats, so what they do is they pull up the personnel transports, like the tanks and stuff,
Oh,
and roll them right up, and they're actually, the guys are sitting on the tanks, like they're,
oh,
yeah, whenever somebody scored, you find out that the tank has a horn. And it's loud. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing, yeah.
Wow. Did you get pictures of that? That'd be
Yeah,
so
I got pictures of that, yeah.
That's a great story. You gotta remember that one. What type of venue do you prefer? Do you like a smaller one, or do you?
They've all got their things. I kind of, I think it's from being in a rock band. I think just the up close, intense, sort of cool clubs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
people within arm's reach.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm most comfortable and
Yeah.
see to enjoy myself more. But
Yeah.
I mean, these hockey arenas. I mean, go take a look. How was that not fun as well?
Yeah, I'll say, right. Or an arena with tanks.
Yeah.
What's your favorite city you've performed in? Do you have one?
Probably about 10, 15, won't be ready for.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Oh, just a couple more on them.
Sorry, Marcia.
I had the opportunity to play here. So you guys just maybe like great cities. I don't know. We did New York. We just did 3 nights in New York. We just not much beats that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we did some stuff in Australia. We did a little bit in Europe. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to say New York is probably.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite thing you like to do when you're in a new city on your downtime? If you even have downtime.
Yeah, it depends on that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we had 2 days off in New York. We got in there early. My wife flew out. And she's 7 months pregnant, so it's kind of our last sort of time away from home together before we hunker down and have a baby. You know?
Yeah.
So I try to bring her out as much as I can, and but as far as like a normal tour, it's just whatever press and try to get out and get some fresh air instead of sitting in a room like this all day.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
especially no windows. That's all.
Yeah.
You told me about your sports. Do you have any hobbies that you like to get involved in besides music?
I try to golf as much as I can.
Oh, do you? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Besides that, I just watch the sports, listen to music.
Do you hunt? Do they hunt in Canada? Yeah, they hunt.
Oh, yeah, we have some of the best hunting in the
Yeah, I was
world.
gonna say,
Yeah. Me personally, I've never gone out. I mean, I've done go out and shooting
Oh, right.
prairie dogs and things like that. But as far as going out and doing any, my parents didn't do that. My son's stepdad, he's a big outdoors guy. So my kid just went out and did his first hunting trip, and
Oh, cool.
they got a deer, and
Cool.
so that was a pretty big deal for him. And
Neat.
we fished a lot when we were growing up.
Nice,
Lots of outdoor
nice.
stuff.
Right, I was thinking from.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he's a guide, so he does a lot of hunting trips.
Nice.
And so
Up in Canada?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, in Alberta. Yeah, he's actually done a guide for the Rascal Flats guys. They went up. Yeah, kind of a random thing.
Wow.
But yeah, he up and.
Is he a guide on his own property, or does he take them to?
No, I believe he's hired on by a company, but
Oh.
yeah, they went up there and he took them out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, but I love to go and I think that's probably where I'm going to start
Mhm.
if I have any downtime. And that's the thing. When I was a kid, it wasn't my parents' thing,
Yeah.
but I spent my entire 20s just touring on the road. So anything I wanted to do, extracurricular, but it's just
Skip
having
right
that.
over, yeah.
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 But I think I'd start off with like a duck hunt with my brother-in-law or something.
That's what I want to do, a duck hunt.
Yeah, start there and
Start
maybe
there.
work my way
Yeah.
up to the bigger animals.
Yeah. Cool. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? We'll end with that one.
Happy and healthy no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of,
Yeah.
we'll see where this takes me, and yeah, I just want to be happy. And
Anything
have
you
my
want
family happy.
to tell us that we can look forward to, or I know you answered a lot, but
I don't know what else.
I may have skipped something that you had right there.
No, I think we got most of that covered.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to hearing you tonight.
Yeah, very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much, Dallas. Yeah, this is very exciting.